Yes, people, welcome to United View. Welcome to an important Flex's View breaking news in the last hour by the time this actually gets to you guys. A little bit before the Trinity, so make sure you guys check out the Trinity show straight after this. The Old Trafford Regeneration Task Force. Is that right? I think it is right. The Old Trafford Regeneration Task Force. Today, the club has announced that there was going to be a regeneration task force in order to explore revamping the current Old Trafford or getting a whole new 80,000 seater stadium. I'd like it to be more personally, but wow, it is official. We did see that there was stuff going on with Andy Berman, the mayor of Manchester, and there was an agreement in place to sort of regenerate the area around Old Trafford. But now it's gone even further, where Seb Coe is now chairing this task force in order to lead and drive this initiative to improve Old Trafford or build a new one and the surrounding areas. And this is massive. I've said this for a while. Rebuild it. Rebuild it. We have to have the best in class, guys. Like, I thought it from the start when it was a really early introduction to us. I thought it from the beginning of those early little murmurs. After a few weeks, I thought about it and I went, nah, we need a new one. Then Sir Jim Ratcliffe comes in and all this stuff is like a catalyst for this change now, and things are getting into action in terms of really trying to discuss this. I want to go through the official club communication from this and go through exactly who's on this task force, what it means and what we can expect, because it's a lengthy statement. Let's go through it because there's Gary Neville also on it as well. So listen, there's so much to get into in this Flex's View, but straight off the bat, I just wanted to say, rebuild the damn thing. I'm on that. Old Trafford is somewhere that's got loads of memories, loads of histories, absolutely. But it would be on the same site, and we would have an amazing fit for purpose stadium just currently behind the one we've already got. But anyway, let's get into the club statement on this one. Smash the like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you are new, get involved in the comments. Let me know straight off the bat how you're feeling about this. The club Communications Department put this out. A joint task force has been created to explore options for regenerating the Old Trafford area of Greater Manchester with the development of a world-class football stadium at the heart of the project. The Old Trafford Regeneration Task Force will bring together local leaders and national experts to examine how stadium development can support renewal of an area of the city with rich industrial history and huge potential for the future, and deliver social and economic benefits for the entire region. It goes on to say that this is going to be chaired by Lord Sebastian Coe, of the organising committee for the 2012 London Olympics. He was the chair of that and logistically making that happen. So he would have been behind, you look at the Olympic Stadium that West Ham are now in, he would have played a big part of the aquatic centre that's around there as well, the cycling centre that's still currently on that site, and how it was fit for purpose and how it's used afterwards. The task force will assess the feasibility of a new stadium of national significance equipped to host international games and finals, as well as providing a modernised home for Manchester United. Those are the things I want to hear. Our stadium should be the biggest and best in the land. It should be able to host international games. It should be able to host boxing events. It should be able to host concerts. It should be able to host Olympics. Like, it should. We're Man United. We should have the best in class, in my opinion. I don't know what you guys feel. It goes on to say other members will include Andy Berman, Mayor of Manchester, Sarah Todd, Chief Executive of Trafford Council, and Gary Neville, former captain of Manchester United. Working in synergy with Trafford's Council, Trafford Wharfside Framework, the project aims to support revitalisation of the area between Trafford Park and the Salford Quays, and support the levelling up agenda to drive investment in the north of England. It would also reduce the over-concentration of major sporting venues and events in London and the South East, basically saying we need a piece of that pie up here in the north/northwest. Now, here's some of the individual things that each of them said. Lord Coe said this. He said, throughout my career in sport, I've seen the potential for stadiums to become focal points for strong communities and catalysts for social and economic development. That was certainly true of the venues we built in the East London for the 2012 Olympics, and we are overdue a project of similar scale and ambition in the north of England. I'm honoured to have this opportunity to share my experience in in support of this tremendously exciting project. And Andy Burnham, who's the mayor of Manchester, said the development of one of the most iconic stadiums in the world in world football will help attract investment, create jobs, and lead to new opportunities that will not just benefit Trafford, but communities across our city and region and beyond. Greater Manchester has been a hive of innovation and creativity for centuries, and sport has played a huge role in shaping the past and present. He says this is a bold and exciting vision for the future of Old Trafford and the surrounding area, and can only become another success story for our city region. And Sarah Todd, this is lengthy, guys, but I want to get all of this out there. Sarah Todd, and she, I think, is the executive or the chief of Trafford Council. She says, we are very pleased that Manchester United have confirmed their commitment to remaining at Old Trafford. So she's saying it's good that they're saying they're going to stay on this site, their historic home, and welcome the prospect of a renewed investment in the development of a world-class stadium, as plans for the stadium and neighbouring Trafford Wharfside our area progress. We have a unique opportunity to truly transform the historic industrial engine room of Greater Manchester into a modern hub for growth and new community. And we want to build on the socio-economic benefits this will bring, particularly for the local residents. We are committed to working with the club, local residents, and other key partners to develop these exciting and ambitious proposals. And then Gary Neville has to say this: I'm incredibly fortunate to have the privilege of playing hundreds of games at Old Trafford, and no one can take those away, those amazing memories. But Old Trafford has evolved throughout its history, and it's clear we are at the point where it has to change again to ensure Manchester United has a world-class stadium befitting of the world's greatest club. Come on, Gary. While I want the best for Manchester United, I also want the same for the surrounding community. Old Trafford should be a stadium that the whole of Greater Manchester can take pride in, and it can be a catalyst for sustainable, cohesive growth in an area of the city that has been neglected for too long. Brilliant statement from Gary Neville there. And lastly, Sir Jim Ratcliffe has this to say. He says this can be a major regeneration project of an area of Greater Manchester which has played such a key role in British industrial history, but which today requires new investment to thrive again. The northwest of England has a greater concentration of major football clubs than anywhere else in the world. Yet we don't have a stadium on the scale of Wembley, the Nou Camp, or the Bernabeu. Facts. We will not be able to change that on our own, which is why this task force is so important to help us seize this once in a century opportunity. Wow, that was a mouthful. Other members on the task force include Duncan Drasgo, who is a member of the fan advisory board of Must. Tom Ross, the leader of Trafford Council. Eamon Boylan, who's the chief executive of Greater Manchester Combined Authority and Transport for Greater Manchester. Anna Bensky, she's the associate director for Peel Land. Dame Nancy Rothwell, who's the president and vice chancellor of the University of Manchester, and Malcolm Press, who is the vice chancellor of the Manchester Metropolitan University. So it's a big one. Henry Winter had some stuff to say as well, but I'm gonna his was just talking about the people who had their stuff to say. But listen, I'm all for it, man. I am all for it. Like I said this before, like we have to understand that if we want our club to be the best in class, if we want to have the best, football teams and the best facilities, this is part of it. And it's not just about Man United, the football team. Look, a lot of us fans, me included, don't live around the local area of Manchester. However, football clubs, no matter how big or how small, should be a hub of the community. And Manchester United is no different. Just because it's a global powerhouse of a club and an institution / franchise, like, it shouldn't be overlooked that the people of Greater Manchester, the people in and around the area, should be benefiting from having a club the size of Manchester United on their doorstep. And it's going to help the infrastructure in and around the area. It's going to bring more jobs. And also, it's going to enhance the experience of fans going there. So when you guys save up all that money, I've met loads of you. Shout out to you guys. I've met loads of you who it's your first time coming to Old Trafford, your first time coming to Manchester, and seeing the boys up close. Or some people have just come for a stadium tour, couldn't even make it to a game. It's going to enhance your experience. There's going to be more to do. There's going to be more to experience and more to more to have in your memories whilst going there. Of course, we want a good playing squad. Of course, we want success on the pitch. But we also need to be the best in class off the pitch. And I think this has been a long time coming. Rebuild it. You know, 80,000, I want more. I want us to have 90,000 capacity. I think there might be a thing of you can't have more than the National Stadium. I don't know how true that is. But when Sir Jim Ratcliffe says that, you know, this is a once-in-a-century opportunity, it is. It is a once-in-a-century opportunity. And the bit where he says, I find this bit really interesting, that you know, the northwest of England has a greater concentration of major football clubs than anywhere else in the world. You know, and it's true. If you look at just in Madrid, okay, you got Atletico and Real Madrid within, you know, close proximity, etc. If you look at, you know, in Barcelona, it's kind of just them as a big football club. You know, when you look in the northwest of England, you've got Man United, you've got Liverpool. You know, these are huge clubs. These are huge clubs. So the concentration of clubs in the northwest of England are massive, you know. But we don't have a stadium the scale of Wembley or Nou Camp or the Bernabeu in that whole region. You know, Man City's ground is not that, but they're trying to do that. Obviously, they will consider themselves a big club now. But even, you know, with Manchester United and Liverpool, we don't want to admit it. 115 charges, whatever. Yeah, cool. But City are on their way. They're rewriting their history. They've got 10 plus years of this now, and then in another 10 plus years they're going to be even further cemented, you know, as one of the big clubs in the northwest. You can't say they're not, especially with what they're winning. So I think Sir Jim is spot on, and I do think this is a once in a century opportunity, and I want to see us go for it. I want to see us seize it with two hands and take it with two hands. So for me, rebuild it. Let me know what you guys think. I think this is groundbreaking, and I'm actually really excited at the fact that, again, since Sir Jim's come in, things are just happening quick. The Glazers have been there for so long, watching this stadium rot, no screens, leaking roof. They've only just put a lick of paint on it last season to hide what's really wrong with it. They've only just improved the Wi-Fi now. Like, these are things that should have been done years ago. And in that time, we've seen Tottenham overtake us in terms of a better facility than us. They're the top. We've seen Arsenal overtake us. We're beginning to see Liverpool expand and make their situation bigger and better. You know, Everton are getting a new stadium. Like, people are realising and waking up and smell the coffee. Yet we want to go by the biggest club in the land, in the world, but our stadium's old and not fit for purpose anymore. Make it make sense. So I like it. I think rebuild it. Let me know what you guys think in the chat, in the comments below. I really want to see your opinions, because I know that some people don't want Old Trafford to be rebuilt, but we're literally staying on the same site. It's literally going to be behind that. You can downscale Old Trafford, take it down to 30,000, let the kids have it, let the women have it. It can still go to use, you know, and we can make new history literally on the same site. Old Trafford could even still exist there as it stands right now. But, you know, the same way they had to keep building upon Old Trafford until now, the maximum point it can't be built upon anymore, build on the same site and make new history. That's what we had to do when we even got to the site of Old Trafford all those years ago, because it wasn't even always there. So I'm for it. I want to be walking into Old Trafford with the best technology, with the best, most state-of-the-art stadium, and the best facilities, the best sort of experience as well, the best food, the best drink, the best catering, the best hospitality, the best pitch, the best seats, the best stands, the best acoustics, all of it. I want it all for us, because I want us to be the best team in the world. Not just by name, not just by on the pitch, but by absolutely everything. And you know what? Gary Neville being on there is a big thing. Not only is he a really good businessman and he knows a lot about these things, he gets it as a United fan as well, of what he wants for our club to have. So yeah, I'm all for it. Let me know in the comments how you feel. Smash a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new. I'm out of here. Peace.